I'd like to thank everyone for coming and showing your support to Sarah's family. We're going to record the service here today, so if there was anybody that wasn't able to be here, they'll be able to at least see it afterwards. I think somebody's in the bathroom, maybe? I can hear the bathroom fan running, so maybe we'll wait until they pop out. But after, I'm not going to stand up here and give you a sermon, okay? I'm not a minister. And when I sat down with Sean and Stephanie and talked about what we were going to do, somebody else went in the bathroom, so I guess we'll wait. We're not going to wait for him anymore. You know, we talked about who would stand here and deliver a service, and we kind of kicked it around and decided that we'd do something a little bit different. So I'm going to need some help from you folks, because this isn't going to be a funeral service. This is going to be a celebration of Sarah. And let's face it, this sucks. I'm not going to say it any other way. This sucks. Sarah was right at the paramount of her life. She had a newborn baby. She dies exactly a year after she gets married. Everything was going the right way, and then it wasn't. So I'm not going to stand here and tell you this is a good thing. I'm not going to tell Sean or Stephanie or Daniel or anybody else in this family I know what it feels like, because I didn't lose my wife. I didn't lose my child. I don't know what it feels like. I can sympathize, and everybody in this room is here to support them. Because if you love Sarah, that's the reason why you're here. And we're going to share some stories, and people are going to hopefully share some stories with me here in a few minutes. Sean's going to, you still ready to do that? Okay. Sean's going to get up and speak for a minute, and those stories are going to be the things that Sadie's going to need to hear. And that's how she's going to get to know her mom, because unfortunately she only got to meet her for just a short amount of time. Those stories and those memories need to be continue to be shared after this day. Okay? It's going to be really important for her to get to know her mom, and you're all going to need to help her. So, and I had an opportunity to meet Sarah when she lost her uncle less than a year ago. And when we watched the video and some of the pictures, you can see that day he's standing right behind her, right behind Sean, and stood up, and he's not a minister, but delivered their marriage service. Maybe he was a minister. Maybe he went and got a certificate. But she was instrumental in helping us memorialize him. And now I want you all to be here to help us. So you want to start off with your presentation and what you want to say, or do you want me to open it up to other folks first?
I'll go first.
Okay. So I'm going to get out of the way here.
This is going to be improvised. I thank everybody for coming yesterday and today. It's rough, I won't lie. I know a lot of people were touched by Sarah, everyone's friendships and whatnot. So I'm going to talk about a word today. And I want people to think long and hard about it. We'll talk about interpretation. People who don't know the word, it means the action of explaining the meaning of something. I can't interpret anything that happened with Sarah. It's hard, but what I can interpret is things that have happened before and after. I'm going to talk about after, when we came home from Rochester. Anybody that follows news around Delhi saw a nice rainbow over the school. That was the picture that was posted. We saw that same rainbow from a different angle. That's the closest I think I've ever been to a rainbow in my life. Some people might interpret that as Sarah guiding us home or walking us home. For me, last year we lost one of our cats who also had a heart problem. And I always interpreted it as her going to the Rainbow Bridge and seeing Dexter. I rekindled a friendship last night. I'm slightly hungover, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm okay, really. I started talking to an old friend as Carolina started playing. And it's one of the songs you see Sarah singing in the video package. So I thought I'd interpret that as Sarah being there. I've heard some stories elsewhere. I won't share them, only because they had to remain private. But I believe Sarah's already out there haunting people. Some would interpret that as karma. Some people might interpret that as other things. I don't know how to describe it, but I believe Sarah is truly a free spirit now, and she'll come and see all of you. It's just how you interpret it. That's all I really have to say. So, if anybody really wants to share something, feel free. We'll all interpret it in our own way.
So, before we interpret what everyone's going to share, we're going to start off with a song.
When it's my time, I know you'll tailor a new suit for me and buy a new tie. So I look this good. Boy, you were right. You said only the good ones die young. Never in my life did I look this good. Everyone welcome to my funeral. Everyone I know better be wasted. You know I would pour one up, 'cause the way I lived it was amazing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All of my friends are in the room. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Party for me, I'd party too. You're all on my tab. Bartenders pour out the whiskeys on me. And don't be so sad, 'cause I lived this good. We're all closer, now it's over, but it doesn't mean it's closure. I see you and I love
come up here to share. You can stay where you're at. But does anybody have anything they want to share?
When you pull up the driveway to my house, you round a corner, and there's a little stone path leading to the back. We have a deck with 3 or 4 steps, and a few months ago, maybe about 2 or 3, this flower, a pansy or a violet, I'm not entirely sure which it is, but it took to a spot where the steps meet the ground, almost perfectly centered, but not in a showy look at me way, more like a soft whisper saying, I am here. My husband was careful to let it grow when weed whacking close, and we've been very mindful not to step on this beautiful, unexpected flower. We're not entirely sure how this little orange flower came to grow in this particular spot, but its presence has been as welcome as a friend's smile. Sarah was that flower for me, and I know for so many people in this room. This flower and Sarah, they share a passionate determination to grow, to thrive, to be a source of honest light, companionship, and support, blooming in unexpected places, making the fall months, not known for such flowers, beautifully illuminated by their presence. And I know that even when the frost finally takes that little flower, or if it never reappears in that spot again, that it will continue to grow in my heart, as my love, as our love for Sarah always will. She will forever be that bright spot, especially when turning some of our lives' toughest corners. Her steadfast friendship cannot and will not fade. Sarah was too vibrant. Sarah loves too fiercely, too loyally to be past tense in any capacity. I can hear that little flower say, that's what I'm here for, as Sarah so often did. I love you, Sarah. I miss you, and will forever feel blessed that you are my friend.
I would like to share something too. It's not going to be as beautiful as hers. But I just wanted to say, I was always a little bit more excited when she came to my birthdays and stuff, because she was just always there to have fun. That's always what she wanted to do. Doesn't matter what mood you were in, she was like, nope, we're having fun. And that's what's going on. And it was always such a good time to be with her. And I just want everyone to know that I hope we go home tonight and have 1 or 2 or custom amount of shots to honor her. Thank you.
There was one time, Vanessa, she got really, really sick. And she ended up beside me that whole night because I was freaking out, wasn't sure what was going on with her. And there was a nurse that asked, well, can your niece drive you home? And I was like, no, she can't drive me home. She's like 14. But she stuck beside me through the whole time with her, and I love her for that. And she's been wonderful. I'm gonna miss her very much. Very much. And I know she's up there with her Uncle Lee now, I'm sure, enjoying her time. I love her.
So Sarah and I were born 11 days apart, and Sarah would never, ever let me forget that she was my older cousin. Forever and always, she will be my older cousin. She was really the rock, the one cousin that always looked out for all of us. She always stuck up for us, and she always was the most loving and caring to her family. And that's what I will always remember her as, is my older cousin.
She's the best sister you could ever have. Can't replace all the memories. Remember when I tickled her foot? Got kicked 8, 12, 16 times. Didn't want to tickle her foot again. Yeah, she definitely wouldn't want you to tickle. She didn't want you to do something, she just wouldn't let you do it. Words, or she'd come over and grab you up. You're 6 foot, she'd grab you up. Where we just laughed so hard that it was like we were tripping or something. Some high off her ass or drunk that we just fall down. But sober, just sitting there as kids, laughing. Over something stupid like Sid off Ice Age on TV. Going to places and fooling around, spitting spitballs, something. Definitely best sister. All memories. Left me something nice. Left us all something nice. Left Sean something nice. Love you, sis.
Sarah was one of my very best friend. I never got to have a sister, and she was the one that was sent for me. And as everybody knows, everybody's here because she did touch all of your lives, and she always left her mark on everybody. Because of her, I got to know her wonderful husband. I got to know his family more. And I got to meet nice, one of her very best friends, one of her other very best friends, Cheryl. And because of every sacrifice that she made, we get to love on this beautiful girl. And I can't thank Sean enough for letting me continue to be a part of not only his life, but Sadie's as well.
I met Sarah 3 years ago at work. She did not take to me at first. It's understandable. She was not sure that I was up for the task of being her protege, of learning under her, learning everything I could, of being half as good as she was. It took a while. It took over a year for her to finally accept me, and she brought me, well, I brought her, she couldn't drive. I brought her to the park, and we sat and talked, and Before this, we hadn't really said much to each other than, oh, hi, how's your day going? Oh, can you go change this baby's diaper? The second I sat down with her, we just shared everything. She knew all about my life within 2 hours, and I knew all about hers. She was the kind of person where she was so open, so honest. And she made you want to be that way too. Before I became her friend, I was a pretty quiet, pretty to myself kind of person. And she brought me so far out of my shell that I have people who I call family, who I didn't even know before her. I know myself more. She made sure to bring out the best in people. And I can't thank her. I can't thank her enough for that. She's absolutely brought out the best in me, as she has almost everyone here. She never brought out the worst. And there's so many more people that I know she could have touched, her daughter included. So we're gonna have to take all those pieces that she gave to us and give it to Sadie, give it to Sean. Because there's so much of Sarah in all of us. We've got enough to share.
I'm Sarah's grandmother, one day I'm going to do that too. And the last thing I remember of Sarah, she came to my house to get something. She had to rub her belly because she was pregnant just a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before she had the baby. And so that's what keeps me safe. Just the fact that I have that memory of Sarah.
So, we're going to close this portion of the service out with another song. Let me know when you're ready.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there were winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding.
said I wasn't going to stand up here and be a minister, but I am going to share one psalm with you. And the reason is that this is a psalm of hope. It's a psalm that shows that God is looking out for us. And I know right now some of you may be mad at God. Some of you may not agree with what's going on. I understand. And I think God understands, but I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. This is a promise that somebody's looking out for you. Even in this crappy time right now, somebody's looking out for you. And before we close, I'm going to challenge everyone in this room. Take 2 minutes, a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, sit down on a piece of paper and write a memory, a story, something that happened with Sarah, something that was important to you, and forward them on to Sean. And some of them may not be age appropriate for Sadie to hear until she gets a little bit older, but those are all things that are going to be gathered. And as those milestones start to hit, kindergarten and graduation from high school, and the day she finds her Sean, and the day she has her Sadie, then those things can come back. She can have memories that you all shared with her and her family. So Sadie can have those in the future, because that's the way she's going to learn who her mother was, and that's how she's going to be proud of her. So we're gonna close the service here with another song, but I know some of you probably had stories you wanted to share, and this is probably not a good place to put everybody on the spot, because some people don't like to stand up and speak. But at the end of the graveside service up at the cemetery in the burial, everyone's invited to join with the family at the Masonic Lodge for continued fellowship, refreshments, and it'll be a little bit more of an informal place. So if you have something you want to share, that's a good place to do it too, while everybody's still together. So we're going to close out with one last song, and then at the end of that song, you're welcome to come forward and pay your respects. And then we'll be heading up to Woodland Cemetery right here in Delhi. If anybody's parked this direction, figure out a way to drive that direction, because we're going to go down the street with the procession once everything gets set. Ready?
Yeah, I just want to say something.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you were shy.
Well,
Sarah
Sarah
broke
broke
that
that
mold.
out. There's just one thing I have to say. If you know, you know. You lost the game.
Oh, come on.
If I die young, bury me in sand, lay me down on a bed of roses, sink me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love song. Oh, 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 Lord, make me a rainbow shining on my mother. She'll know I'm safe with you when she stands under my colors. Oh, and life ain't always what you think it ought to be. No, ain't even gray, but she buries her baby. The sharpness of a short life. Well, I've had just enough time. If I die young, bury me in sand. as a ring on my little cold finger. I've never known the love that I've made, but it sure felt nice when he was holding my hand. There's a boy here in town says he'll love me forever. Who would have thought forever could be severed by the sharp knife of a short life? Well, I've had just enough what I never did is done. A penny for my thoughts, so no, I'll sell them for $1. There was so much more after I'm a goner, and maybe then you'll hear the words I've been singing. Funny when you're dead, how people start to live.